Hello, my grade 11 college math class. It's been a long time since I've seen you, and so I'm gonna post this YouTube video as a way to help you with a lesson while you are stuck at home, and hopefully it helps a little bit with explaining. I know it's gonna be tough for the next little while working from home, but we're just gonna do our best together, and you can email me whenever you have any questions. So we'll get started here with our tree diagrams. If you were following along with the little schedule I gave you for this week, you would have been introduced yesterday to probability. And so now we're going to see how can we take what you learned, but also now look at it from a different way. So we're going to read this question together and see how we can make it relevant to probability and see another way of answering these questions. So the question is, Miss Maniatis is making a sandwich for lunch while she's quarantined at home, like all of you. She has a choice of white or whole wheat bread, cheddar or Swiss cheese, and ham, roast beef, or Montreal smoked meat. How many different sandwiches can she make? So when we're looking at a question like this, you could start writing out all the possible options. White bread, cheddar cheese, ham. White bread, cheddar cheese, roast beef. And going and on and on and on. But it's going to take you a long time, and how are you going to know for sure that you don't miss anything? So right now I'm going to underline in 3 different colors the 3 different types of things we have. One of them being bread, one of them being cheese, and one of them being sure, the type of meat. So on the left side, I'm going to start with the first type of thing, which is the type of bread. So I'm going to write down over here white for the white bread, and I'm going to leave some space, and I'm going to write down W for whole wheat bread. Perfect. That's my option number 1. Then we have a second column to show our option number 2. So let's say I chose white bread for my sandwich. Well, what are my options for my cheese? Well, I have 2 options. I can either choose cheddar or I can choose Swiss cheese. But if I choose whole wheat bread to start, then I also have 2 options. I can either choose cheddar or I can either choose Swiss. So now you're seeing how it's kind of starting to look like a tree. This is my starting point in that orange writing, and it's branching off into now my second option. So now it gets a little bit messier, but we're going to make a little third column over here for my third option, which is the type of meat on my sandwich. So I know if I choose a white bread sandwich with cheddar cheese, then I have an option of ham, I have an option of roast beef, and I have an option of Montreal smoked meat. And you can write out the whole word if you want to, but I'm just going to use short forms. It takes less time, and I know you guys like the shortcuts. So same thing, if I have a white bread with Swiss cheese, well, I also have 3 different options for my meat. Ham, roast beef, and Montreal smoked meat. Same thing again, if I have a whole wheat bread with cheddar, ham, roast beef, Montreal smoked meat, and my last option, ham, roast beef, and Montreal smoked meat. And now we know that we didn't miss any of the options. So let's count now. The question says, how many different sandwiches can she make? Well, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you want to count basically all the options in your last column. So now this tells me that there are 12 options in total. Okay, so I'm going to add one more layer to this, and I'm going to say, what is the probability of having a sandwich with cheddar cheese? So you learned the other day that with probability, we know it's out of a total of something, right? We say the number of outcomes goes in the top of what you're looking for, and the total goes in the bottom. So we said our total was 12, so we know in that denominator we're going to put a 12. Well, let's go up here and count how many of these have cheddar cheese? I'm going to put a check mark beside these in red. Okay, well I know sandwich 1 has cheddar because I see my cheddar right there. Sandwich 2 and sandwich 3, those all have cheddar. 4, 5, and 6 do not. They're all made with Swiss. Sandwich 7 has cheddar, 8 and 9. But 10, 11, 12 all have Swiss, so that doesn't work. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red check marks, which means that there are 6 sandwiches that have cheddar cheese. So I'm going to put that in my numerator. 6 out of 12. But am I done yet? Nope, because that's not in the lowest form. We are going to divide the top and the bottom by 6 to reduce it, and we end up with a fraction that is 1/2. So what's the chances of having a sandwich with cheddar cheese? 1/2. And I could ask you a whole lot more questions with that, and you again would make your fraction out of 12 and count however many of the things that you are looking for. So I will post this in a document in our Google Classroom document, and you'll see it there. But my question for you now is going to be the next 2 pages. So what I want you to do is pause the screen so you can get the question and try out making the tree diagram on your own. And then you can check your answer that I will post in the classroom. So our question 2, we'll read it together. Miss Maniatis is picking an outfit to wear at home. She's still quarantined. Since she's staying indoors, she can choose between black, gray, or navy sweatpants, because that's the outfit of staying inside, a white or black t-shirt, and a choice of socks or slippers. How many possible outfits does she have to choose from? So you can pause that and try it out. And our final questions. Question 3 says a 6-sided dice is rolled 2 times. So think about your first column is going to be roll number 1. Your second column would be what are your options for the second roll. How many possible outcomes are there? Show with a tree diagram. So I want to know how many possible outcomes. And the challenge question is going to be, what is the probability of rolling doubles? Pause it, try it out, and check the answer on the Google Classroom. See you later.